I am back up at the Glen Boulder Trailhead off of Route 16 in New Hampshire. And today we're heading up to Boott Spur, which is a minor peak of Mount Washington. It is on the Trailwright72 list. I may be on another couple others. It isn't on the New Hampshire 48 4,000 footers because it doesn't have the 200 feet prominence over Mount Washington. So to an intersection, but we're going to keep going up this trail that goes over to Pinkham Notch. It's about a mile. But I'm working on my Trailwrights list, and I've almost been to the top of this before. Jake and I did isolation. We came up this trail, and you basically, I may have actually been to the peak of Boott Spur. I am not sure though. Find out when I get there, and then. But first, we're gonna hike up to Glen Boulder, up the Glen Boulder Trail, and then connect with the Davis Path. And there is a mountain we summit in between there that I'm not recalling the name right this second. And then from Davis Path, we'll go up to Boott Spur. We don't actually go on the Boott Spur Trail. That goes down a different way. And also, this is the same trailhead you would park if you were going to go up Wildcat, which we did, Wildcat Range from here. One of the first 4,000 footers we actually did. We went up the, I don't even remember the trail now. It's on the 25 most terrifying list, but it was so foggy. We didn't see anything, so I don't know if it was terrifying or not. It was just all fog. I plan on hiking that one again because it doesn't count towards Trailwright. You have to summit them individually. And we did all the White Cap peaks all at once. So I'm gonna go back and do that again on a clear day. I thought about it today, but I really wanted to go up towards Mount Washington. And today I don't have a hiking partner. So it's a solo hike. Figured I would plug away at something that Jake wasn't interested in right now. Glen Boulder's right up there, so pretty close. And then from Glen Boulder you go up and you walk the ridge, if I recall. Maybe it's on the other side. Maybe that's not the ridge you walk. And so we have some better views of 16 over there towards North Conway. You probably can't see it, but down behind me is the AMC Lodge, I guess that one is. I think people, you can stay there. I went by real late one night and I saw a bunch of people in there, so I'm not sure if they, I think it's like more like their hotels type. It's not the a cabin, obviously, but in pretty nice places. We went to the one, I think in Pinkham Notch. Beautiful views. So glad I got out today. We were gonna go hike Moosilauke, but we had a wedding to go to last night, and we were supposed to have an early night. By the time we left and got home, and Jake did the pictures for the wedding, so he had about 1,000 pictures to go through. So he was up late last night doing that, and he said he still wanted to go hiking, just to wake him up a little late. Woke him up a little late. He said he was getting up, then I get a text message, go without me. So I'm gonna save Moosilauke for when I do go with him, because that's one of the 4,000 footers that he's doing. So here we are at Glen Boulder, the famous picture for everybody holding it up. Here we go. Here's some views. You're probably not going to be able to see it in the video, but right up there is the top of the ski lift on Wildcat. I believe it's Wildcat D that has the ski slope on it. And then over in here, right up in there, I can see the towers to Mount Washington right there. So that's the summit of Mount Washington. And then this is right up here is where we're heading. And then we'll a little bit further. I just saw my first hiker. He had spent the night up, there's a campsite up by the spring, and he had stayed up here the night. He was pretty packed out though, carrying 2 gallons of water, one in each hand, and he had a huge sleeping bag. Definitely not a lightweight camper, but you know, whatever, get you up out in the woods. We are at the summit of Gulf Peak. I remember this, but I didn't realize this was the summit of Gulf Peak. We are 4,774 feet and 360 views. Look at this. So we got Wildcat right there. It's hard to point through this thing. Wildcat right there. Mount Washington's on the other side. I believe that right there is Boott Spur Summit, because if you come down right about there is the intersection. You can see, you might not be able to see it in the video, but there's cairns all the way up, and then you go like right by that hump right there. I'm not even pointing at it in the video, and it's there's like a 90-degree turn. You'd basically go up and then back down the other side. You can see the other trail from that, from where when you get up when you're walking up that ridge, and I think you just keep going, and that's Boott Spur, because I know it's only like a half a mile further past that intersection, and the elevation didn't look that bad. It's the steepness. And then the trail, you'll run right up this ridge right here, and up, around, through, and up, and so we're almost there. It's pretty easy hiking from here on, for the most part. Beautiful up here though. And it's so quiet. I've seen one hiker so far all day, other than somebody pulling in the trailhead this morning, and you don't know where they're going, because that trailhead used to go to, you can cut across over to the AMC Lodge, or you can go across the street up Wildcat, or you can come up to Isolation. And Isolation is on New Hampshire's 48 4,000 footer list. But it's not an easy mountain, so I'm not sure if people do it towards the end or not. But when I did Isolation, we did it on must have been a Saturday, and I think we saw maybe 6 people. So I don't know. Great area though. I love it when there's nobody around. But I really needed this day out. Like I said, I'm solo today. It would have been nice if Jake was here, but I don't know if he had any interest in doing this peak, but I do, and so I'm gonna do it, and here we go. We are at the intersection. If we were going to Isolation, we'd go back down that way. So Isolation Trail is 1.6 miles, and then we got Mount Washington basically up that way at 2.5 miles, and then Boott Spur, where it's trail, which is half a mile, and actually Boott Spur Trail comes off the summit, so it's about a half a mile to where we're heading. Glen Boulder would be back down another 1.6, and then Pinkham Notch would be 16, that's Route 16, 3.2 miles. So we're gonna keep heading up to Boott Spur. I'm actually behind a hiker now, and I saw 2 more coming up, so it's starting to get busy. I filmed the intersection twice because I realized my mic wasn't on, and then when I was filming the second time, some people snuck right up on me, and they must be going towards Isolation because they didn't come up this way, and I was standing in the middle of the trail, so I moved on. But the audio for the last section may be bad because I may use the first clip without the external mic. We'll see. But anyways, I am heading up. The kid is right up there that I just talked to at the intersection. He's doing one heck of a loop. A day pack, and he was basically going, sounds like he's going up the Presidentials and coming back down Crawford Notch on Isolation Trail. So I'm not sure. He must be going down along this ridge here, because that leads back to Isolation, goes by Isolation, and then he's gonna come down Isolation Trail. He's got a lot of miles to go. He's sweating pretty bad too, so we're gonna head up to Boott Spur, and then after that it's 2 miles of Washington. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go up there. It is getting late. I kind of dilly-dallied with playing around, making a water video, leave no trace video, and a couple other videos. It does take longer to hike a mountain when you're stopping to film stuff. Okay, here we are at the next intersection. We got Lawn Cutoff, 0.6 miles down that way towards Mount Washington. I don't know if you see the towers up there. And I actually hear, like, I don't know if it was the train or a truck. It was pretty loud though. Glen Boulder back a half a mile. And then we have Boott Spur Trail, Boott Spur Link, 0.7 miles, Tuckerman Ravine, 2.9 miles, and Pinkham Notch, 3.4 miles. Ooh, you might be able to go down that way and then walk back up the road. I may do that. Boott Spur, I know Boott Spur Link, or Boott Spur Trail is actually on the top of the peak, so I guess, I thought it was only a half a mile though, but it says 0.7 miles to the Spur Link. I don't know. I could be at the summit for, I can't be. It's got to be up there. So we got to figure this out. I'll check out the GPS, but sometimes it's not clear where the summits are on some of these mountains, especially the ones that are less traveled. Even some of the 4,000 footers we've blown by and not seen any signs of summits. I'm going to pull out the map and look for sure though. As you can see, I'm going to head up this way with those Karens. Still don't know how to say it. You look it up online. They tell you to say Karens, but it seems like everybody says Karens. So I don't know. I like Karens better actually. But who the heck knows? Here I am, I think is what the summit is. It's either this bump or that one right over there. And you gotta walk across a bunch of alpine zone to get there. So I'm not going over there. I'm calling this bag peaked towards my Trailwright72 list. I've decided I'm gonna go down this way, the AMC Lodge. This was a tough one to make a decision because you got, I can't see it from here, I don't think. You got the Castle of the Clouds down over here somewhere, and then you go along the ridge, that's the rest of the Presidential Ridge, and then you can come down Isolation, which is, and then come back down. Yeah, that'd be a heck of a hitchhike, I think. And then, you know, of course we could go up to Mount Washington, or back down the way we came. I think I'm gonna go down this way, go to the AMC Lodge. I haven't been to this one yet. Right over there is Glen Boulder. And as you can see, we're gonna go right down here. And another nice little path, and then down, and you can kind of see the AMC Lodge behind that hump right there. And then right over in here you have all the trails for Wildcat, and there's the Wildcat trail that goes up. And so we're parked over there. I'm parked over there, and I'm gonna hit the AMC, and then there's actually a trail that runs along the other side of 16 and goes over towards the Wildcat and then come back up that way. So no hitchhiking involved. I think it's a nice flat trail, but great views up here. This is unbelievable. Oh, came from up there, which would be, let's see, Boott Spur Trail, Davis Path, 0.7 miles. That was a long 0.7 miles coming down. So I believe this is Tuckerman Ravine over in here. And the Tuckerman Ravine Trail is 0.6, and Hermit Lake Shelters are 0.6 too. So I didn't realize there were some shelters pretty close. Must be down in the valley there. And or the ravine, I guess, since it's Tuckerman Ravine, I believe. So then we got Pinkham Notch, 2.7 more miles down. Find a place to make some lunch here. It's that time. I saw a bunch of people heading up to Washington, so this must be a popular trail. But I don't know, because I haven't looked into actually hiking Washington. It was the first time I ever thought about it, really. It was today. So I'm gonna go over here and look and see if I can see the cabins or shelter, which I doubt I can, but I think it's down in the ravine. And of course we got Mount Washington right up there. So to my surprise, right down in there, there's like a cabin, and then there's another cabin. I'm not sure what that is. If that's the Hermit Lake Shelter, And then, of course, it's at the base of Mount Washington. Huh. Interesting. Of course, we're heading down, like right behind here. And then you got Wildcat over there, of course. We have Split Rock. Wonder why they call it that. We're still on the Boott Spur Trail. I can see I think it's the lodge down there, but I'm not really sure. I don't remember being a pond across the street, but we'll find out when I get down there. Not sure how many more miles I got to go, but getting there. It's noontime. Ate a good lunch. This is a pretty cool trail. I'd rather have been going up it than coming down it, but that's usually with me any trail. I'd rather go up them than down them. But anyways, we'll move on from Split Rock and continue down. Came across the sign that said Ravine Lookout, and I came out here and check it out. Nice, great view. Nice view of Tuckerman's Ravine, Route 16 behind me, Wildcats over there. I can hear water from a waterfall. I believe it's coming from right around in there. I can see it looks like water. And then of course we have the cabin right down in there, whatever that is. I think it was like Hermit Shelters maybe. And then, you know, the ravine. And I see a box thing over down there. I don't know what that is. I don't know if I'm going down that way or not. And then I think that's about where we're heading right there eventually. But I'll put this on the GPS. And I hear people yelling somewhere. It must be the top of Washington. Washington's right up there. Tower's getting small. The towers are getting smaller and smaller. And of course, we came from up there and then came down over, had lunch up in there, Split Rock's over in there. So I'm coming down the Boott Spur Trail, come across the sign that says Brook 100 yards. It's in that mess right there. I went about 10 yards and said, yeah, you know what? I got another liter of water or half or so. I'm all set because it is thick in there. So if you need water and you're desperate in there, if you don't, keep going.